Well, it looks like today is August the 10th, and this is part 31 of our study of end times. Remember, we said this is not a study of the book of Revelation. This is a study of end time events. We started a review yesterday, so we'll try to finish that up today. We said yesterday that this period that we call the Great Tribulation, Jesus said it was a time of great tribulation or great trouble. There are four people that are in the forefront here. Number one is, of course, Antichrist, and there's a false prophet who was the great miracle worker and the great killer. Then there are the two witnesses, and people want to know, who are the two witnesses? And I said before, say it again, it doesn't matter who they are. What matters is what they do. Now, these two witnesses just cause a real problem for Antichrist. They're a thorn in his side for 3.5 years. So for 3.5 years, they do things like they cause it not to rain on the earth. So it'll be 3.5 years of drought. Famine will take place. Then they cause the waters to be turned to blood, both salt water and fresh water, so men don't have anything to drink. Then it caused plagues to come, sores that we studied about on men, and men will suffer greatly. Then we saw other things that are going to happen during this time. There will be a great heat that will happen and scorch men with heat. There will be earthquakes. There will be darkness. There will be a great hail with 100-pound blocks of ice falling from the sky. All of these things will be happening during this period called the Great Tribulation period. But during the same time, the Bible says there will be a number that no man can count, that is, no single man could count, that are saved during this time, evidently because they heard the angel that flew through the world preaching the gospel, and it's very clear these people are from all tribes and kindreds and peoples and tongues all over the world that are saved. And because they're saved, they refuse to worship Antichrist, and they will be killed. There will be a bloodbath all over the world of people dying, being killed by the false prophet and by his henchmen. Then at the end of all this problems and trouble, Antichrist will gather together an army, a huge, massive army such as the world's never known before, and will gather them in the Holy Land at a place called Armageddon, a valley of the city of Megiddo. And then they come to fight against the Lord, but Jesus is going to come back. Now, we said before that Jesus' second coming is in two phases. The first, he comes for his saints in the air to rescue them from the earth. That will take place sometime between right now at this moment and the time that Antichrist sets himself up as God. And then the second part is when he comes back with his saints to the earth to set up his kingdom. Now, while all of this is going on down here on the earth, all of this tribulation and trouble, then in heaven, a couple of things are going to be happening, we said. Number one is going to be the judgment seat of Christ, in which all of the saved will be judged, not for their salvation, will be judged for their works, to give a reward for those that have worked for the Lord. Then there will be the marriage supper of the Lamb, the church, and that will take place. Now, after that and after the tribulation period is over, then Jesus is coming back, and he will kill with the sword of his mouth, that is, just coming out of his mouth, all of this humongous great army that's gathered against him in the valley of Megiddo. And that's going to bring to an end this period of tribulation. And he is here for a purpose and a reason. He's come back with his saints to set up a kingdom. So Tomorrow we're going to study about what the things that happen when Jesus returns to set up his kingdom here on the earth. So that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day today.